What's up, guys? It's Will from RevolutionaryLifestyleDesign.com coming at you today on how to structure your diet. And when it comes to diet, there's so much information out there that a lot of the times it causes analysis paralysis. So what I want to do is simplify that for you in true minimalist style and show you how to structure a diet for sustainable calorie counting, for meal planning, for getting enough protein. And you can use this for maintenance, you can use this for bulking, you can use this for cutting. Really, once you understand these basic factors, it's going to cut out all the white noise for you. As far as food goes, look, what you really want to do is eat as close to a paleo diet as you can. Meat, vegetables, some fruit, and throw some rice in there. Do I eat a paleo? Do I eat this diet 100% of the time? Absolutely not. The more stress I have and the more projects I'm working on, the more flexibility I allow myself. And by flexibility, I mean chocolate milk and candy and chocolate bars. At the end of the day, it takes a lot of willpower to do 100% all the time. Now, there's some points in my life where I am doing a perfect diet 100% of the time, but normally it's about 80%. But I have the map of what I need to do, and even if I'm eating junk, I rarely eat more than the amount of calories that I need. Okay, so if I'm gonna eat junk that night, I'll have a lighter supper and then add the junk food in, because even if I'm eating some garbage, I'm still keeping the calories that I need, and I always know how many calories I need for that particular day. Now, as I said, the best diet is one that you are naturally evolved for. You think about what our ancestors were eating for millions of years: fruit, vegetables, meat, maybe some rice is okay as well, even if that's not pure paleo. Sticking to the paleo diet as gospel is not necessary, guys. It's just that, use that as sort of your outline for what is the best fuel for your body. And what's the best fuel for your body is what we've evolved to eat over millions of years. Now, one thing you should also do, and this is as important as eating a balanced diet of whole foods, and when I say whole foods, if you can get organic, I mean go organic, if you can afford it and all that. Really, it's simple, guys. You don't have to do millions of hours of research on the internet. Organic meat, vegetables, some fruit in moderation, maybe some rice. If you want to be purely healthy, use as little salt as possible. Use no sugar, no refined sugar, anything like that. Use the salt-free barbecue sauce if it tastes good. That's if you're going 100%. That's the top level, okay? It's very easy to understand that, and it's a no-brainer. Other thing you need to do is avoid things that you're allergic to, like FODMAPs. Okay, FODMAPs, look it up. It's an acronym. Consist of gluten, dairy, onions, garlic, strawberries, some things that you might not be aware of. And at the end of the day, when you eliminate the things you're allergic to, you are going to feel a lot better. So for me, I can eat gluten all day, but dairy is not good for me. Also, onion and garlic are actually worse for me than dairy. I can have a big salad with a type of vinaigrette dressing that should really be very healthy, but it makes my stomach rumble because of the onion and garlic in there. So this is one thing that you have to be aware of. The best way to do that is do an elimination diet. So look up FODMAPs on Wikipedia and eliminate all these foods, and then slowly reintroduce them back into your diet. So whether gluten is paleo or whether dairy is paleo, it's not all that important. All that's important is your body will tell you how you feel, okay? Your body's going to let you know whether that's good for you or not. So eliminate those questionable FODMAPs and then add them back in. So onion and garlic might be perfectly fine for you, but gluten's not. And then you take that out. So you don't need to go gluten and dairy free. unless your body reacts negatively to that. Next up, meal planning and calorie blocking. So I'm going to really make this easy for you. You do need to count calories if you want to be able to maintain a nice body, or you want to be able to cut, or you want to be able to bulk. This is where most people fuck up. They think, oh, I'm going to eat healthy, but eating healthy doesn't matter outside of being healthy. Okay, eating healthy is great for feeling good and actually being physically healthy, but for losing weight, it's all about calories in, calories out. So if you want to get really hardcore, you can plan your lunch and dinner for the same time every day. I do lunch noon, but dinner is between 6 to 8 usually. And if you want to do things in advance, like if you've got a job, this is what I did when I didn't want to buy lunch every day and I wanted to be able to have a healthy lunch. You do 7 lunches and 7 dinners. You do it on Sunday for calories and protein. No more than 1 different meal for each day of the week. You know, it's not necessary to have seven of each, but you can eat the same lunch every day and then only vary your dinner. It's all up to you. Or you can have the same lunch and dinner every day if that's what you like. You should structure your lunch and dinner into calorie blocks and then build meals in accordance with that. So for a 2,500 calorie day, you could have a 1,000 calorie lunch and then a 1,500 calorie dinner. If you guys know that I don't recommend breakfast, I'm a big fan of intermittent fasting. In fact, it gives me my most productive time is between 6 a.m. until noon. I wake up, I drink a liter of water, I take a caffeine pill instead of coffee because it's less of a diuretic, and I don't eat anything till noon. And this keeps my metabolism primed from 6 till noon, and it also gives me a ton of energy. And it also means that I can eat a lot more at lunch and dinner. So instead of eating, let's say I'm doing a cut, instead of eating 3 small meals a day, I can eat 2 medium-sized meals at lunch and dinner and actually get full. Because the worst thing about doing a cut, if you're eating like 3, 4, 5 meals a day, is that even after you eat, it's not enough. You feel hungry all day. With this, when you do intermittent fasting and you use stims, I'm not even actually hungry in the morning, and then I'm satisfied at lunch and I'm satisfied at dinner. So that is the way that I approach things, and I would suggest that you do as well. Then, once you have a calorie breakdown, okay, you've calorie blocked your lunch and your dinner, then you add meals into your schedule that fit that 1,000 calories, okay? And you measure out the approximate amount of rice and chicken that's going to make 1,000 calories for lunch, let's say, okay? This also allows you, and like I said, guys, you don't have to be this hardcore, but I'm giving you the option to do it. This allows you to go to the supermarket and buy exactly what you need without anything going to waste. If you're on a budget, this is even more important. So you know how much. It's Sunday, you're making all your meals, you know exactly how much rice you have to buy, you know how much chicken you have to buy, you know how much beef you have to buy, and it makes it very easy to go shopping. You can go shopping for, at one point I was spending only $80 a week in a Western country, and it was really just chicken and rice and nuts, as well as some, as a bit of fruit, okay? And you can build a whole diet on that. And a lot of vegetables as well. So next up, now that you've got the calories blocked, and guys, I recommend that you check out my 2,000 calorie diet. What I do is break down how all the meals would look, how much each calorie is for 2,000 calorie diet, which is going to be maintenance for a guy who's about 175 pounds. And then you can add in 500 calories here, 1,000 calories here, depending on your goals. So check out that article or that video or that podcast to see how I break down each individual meal using examples. But here I'm just giving you the general idea of how to structure your own diet. So for maintenance, you want to eat 70 to 120 grams of protein a day. Okay, have a look at my articles. You do not need more than 120 grams of protein a day. unless you are an advanced bodybuilder who's on insulin and all kinds of things and he's trying to maintain more than 100 pounds of muscle. I've got 55 pounds of muscle, okay? I probably don't even eat 100 grams of protein a day. Maybe 100 grams. I've got links to all the studies. It is unnecessary, and the reason why protein is hammered down your throat was because in the 70s, Joe Weider wanted to sell his protein shakes, so he funded all these baseless societies on why a ton of protein is necessary. Maybe if you're a bodybuilder with 100 pounds of muscle or 200 pounds of muscle, like these giant freaks are, you probably need more protein, but I don't know anything about that, okay? And, if you've got over 60 or 70 pounds of muscle, okay, fine. Feel free to eat more protein, but I'm telling you guys, you don't need that much protein. The way that these guys get big is they're on drugs, okay? I'm on TRT. That maintains my amount of weight over where my genetic limit would be. Eating a ton of protein does not. I've tried 200 and 250 grams of protein a day. I just got fat, okay? If you're eating more than you need, doesn't matter if it's fucking protein or ice cream, you're going to get fat, and you don't need that much protein. All that much protein does is it's going to make your stomach not like you, okay? It's going to give you gas, it's going to give you indigestion. It's too much. So keep 170 to 100 grams, 120 grams, depending on how big you are. For maintenance, eat your maintenance calories per day. So check out the calorie counter on caloriecount.about.com. That's going to give you your value. So for me at 5'10", 175 pounds, and a relatively sedentary lifestyle, I need about 2,000 calories a day to maintain my weight. Okay, not a whole lot. And that's including if I exercise every day, which I do. Even though I exercise every day, my lifestyle is still sedentary, still, working at a computer all day. Unless you have a job where you're on your feet all day, like you work in a warehouse, hauling things, up and down, you're not going to need a lot of calories. Okay, even if you're 200, 220, you might need like 2,300, 2,400. You're not going to need that much. And that's why most guys get fat, is because they don't understand that. Which takes me to the next point of bulking. So bulking, 70 to 120 grams of protein a day. The way that I used to do it when I was still bulking, I'm mostly maintaining now and body sculpting. Weightlifting days, I would do 2 or 3 weightlifting days a week, and then I would do plus 500 calories over my daily maintenance level for those particular days, which would give me a surplus of about 1,500 calories a week, total surplus of about 6,000 a month, which is about 2 pounds. Okay, a pound is about 3,500 calories. So if I was doing a bulk, I would aim for 2 pounds a month. And even that was overkill, because past your intermittent level of being a trainee, you're not going to gain 2 pounds a month of muscle. You'll probably gain like 1.3 pounds a month of muscle, and then you'll gain a bit of it in fat. So you got to be really careful about that. Unless you're on a steroid cycle and you're past the intermittent level of training, you're not going to get 2 pounds a month. You'll be lucky if you get 1. And chances are, if you're past that, you're not even going to get 1. If you're past intermediate, you might get 5 pounds for the entire year, because your body just doesn't grow that fast. The only time you're going to grow quickly is your first 6 months of training and when you're on steroid cycles. That's the only time you're going to be gaining more than 2 or 3 pounds of muscle a month. All right? So you got to understand that. So 1,500 calories a week is plenty. 1,500 extra calories is plenty to gain the muscle that you need. And I like to do it. I would like to do, what I would do is maintenance on all my non-lifting days, and then I like to do 500 calories on my lifting days. You could do it where, you're doing 200 or like 150 extra calories a day, but I prefer to dump the extra calories on lifting days so that I can have a nice long sleep, let all those extra calories repair my body while I'm sleeping instead of just doing like 100 extra calories a day. But it's totally up to you the way that you want to do it. So finally, last section here is cutting. Again, 70 to 120 grams of protein a day. Weightlifting days, still calorie surplus. I never like to be in deficit on my lifting days because I want those muscles to be properly recovered from the damage that I'm doing in the gym. And yes, weightlifting is damaging to your body. It is damaging to your joints and muscles. That's how the muscles actually grow. You damage them, you tear them, and then they repair themselves. So I always want to give my muscles more calories that they need to make sure that I'm getting repaired at the end of the day. So on lifting days, 2 or 3 days a week, I would suggest plus 100 calories. On your off days, do a calorie deficit of 700 calories. So that is going to give you a total deficit of 3,300 calories, or close to 1 pound per week. And 1 pound per week is a healthy, sustainable goal for cutting. Okay, so the way that you can do those 700 calories, the way that I would do it is I usually did like a hot yoga class, which would cut my calories down by about 500, and then I would eat 200 calories less. You don't have to do any cardio. You can do it completely on just eating less. Like if your maintenance is like mine, 2,000 calories, you can just eat 1,300 calories a day and not do any cardio. Again, I prefer doing cardio for maintenance because I don't like to eat little. I like to be able to do a nice big session of cardio and then enjoy myself with a proper meal, knowing that I hit the right deficit. But you can do it any way you want. Stims definitely help. Caffeine definitely helps for cutting. And again, guys, you're only losing 1 pound a week. Okay, that's 700 calories 5 days a week. That's a lot of deficit. And it is not easy to lose a lot of weight. So for the guy who's 100 pounds overweight, you're going to be if you want to lose that 100 pounds, you're going to be on a diet for 2 years, right? 52 weeks of the year, you're losing a pound a week. You got to do that for 2 years to lose that weight. So that's where a lot of people fuck up, is they don't understand the basics of calories and the thermodynamics of food. It's calories in, calories out. And as you lose weight, you got to remember that you got to keep adjusting your calories lower. So if you've gone from 250 to 200, now you're going to have to adjust your calories to reflect your new weight. That's it, guys. So have a look at the actual article. It's called How to Structure Your Diet, if you haven't already. That's going to clarify a lot of this stuff. And if you want to see how a diet looks in practice, a healthy diet looks in practice, check out my article, The 2,000 Calorie Diet, or the audio and video on that, where I break down how to eat a basic 2,000 calorie diet with enough protein per day that's healthy for $9.03 per day. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I wish you all the best.